In 3 weeks, I won $8,000. That's not a huge amount, but that was a good amount. And so I was very happy with that. The first prize I won was $1,000, and the second one was $5,000, and the third one was $2,000. And so $8,000 in 3 weeks, I said, God, this is not a bad system. If I just analyze this stuff, I could do it. My name is Ben Carlsen, and this is my advice. I've written a book, and the title of that book is Luckability. And the way I got interested in this subject is a couple of studies that I read. And this is several years ago. I was reading a study that was done at Johns Hopkins University. And at Johns Hopkins, there was a cancer study done by some physicians there. And what they found was that they couldn't find a connection between the person's lifestyle or the person's heredity or the person's environment and whether or not they got cancer. So how did they get the cancer? So these researchers looked at that, and what they found is looking at their patients at Johns Hopkins and looking at other patients in other cancer wards in different hospitals, that over 50% of the cancer patients, you could not identify the cause. And they were concerned about that. And so what happened was 50% is a pretty large number. And you'd think, don't drink, don't smoke, don't, get exercise, watch your diet. You may have a genetic predisposition for cancer or something like that. Well, they attributed over 50% of the cancer to luck. And they actually wrote that in a journal article that was published. And their peers hated them for it. They hated them because they were saying, you can't say that here you are, here we're physicians, people are coming to us for advice, and they're saying, you can't say that this is luck. And so that stuck in my mind. I said, boy, luck is a big factor. And these people had guts to say this and to publish this article. And their peer review, they got it published, but their peers were pretty angry with them. Another thing that came up about the same time, and this is just how I got interested in the topic and how I started writing the book, there was another article that I read about the European Union, their linear accelerator, which is a big device that goes through several countries. And they were using particles in there and doing physics experiments and seeing what they could find out with particle acceleration and energy. And what they found was that they could actually change matter. The particle would change to energy, and the energy could change back to a particle. That helped me with something I'd been dealing with for a big part of my life, and that's God. Is there a God? And when I was a youngster, my mother was a Sunday school teacher. I joined Youth for Christ. I was involved in all of these activities, and then I went to college at the University of Washington, and I said, that's a bunch of bunk. I'm going to become an atheist, and so I became an atheist. And then I said, atheism isn't the right answer because nobody really has the right answer, so I'm going to become agnostic. But then, after seeing this article where energy could create matter and matter could turn into energy, I said, well, that proves the existence of some type of possibility of a creation. And this is scientific. So it was a big epiphany for me. And that was, they called it the God particle. And so I thought, well, maybe luck is God, or God is luck, something like that. So you say, okay, that's how I got started with this journey into researching about luck and coming up with a different concept on it. And my view is that there's two kinds of luck. There's natural luck and ability luck. And natural luck is, I'll give you an example. You get up in the morning, you walk out your door, you go outside your house, and all of a sudden a meteorite hits you and vaporizes you, and you're a couple of ashes and a big hole in the ground. Okay? That's bad luck. Yeah, that's natural luck. You have nothing to do with it, or get struck by lightning or something like that. That's natural luck. Or you win the lottery. You win the lottery, you win the Mega Billions lottery, and you end up winning $500 million. Okay, that's natural luck. But there's ability luck too. You can improve your odds. You can improve the way you conduct your life so that you lead a luckier life. And whether or not it's in gambling or whether or not it is in other aspects of your life, there are ways to do this, and that became the intriguing part of my little book. And so I looked at gambling studies, and I said, you know, there's certainly when people think about luck, they think about good luck, they think about winning at gambling, because that's the easiest way to view luck, and that's the one that people oftentimes think of. And I've been around a little bit of gambling. I used to live in Southern California, and I'd travel to Vegas, and in Las Vegas, I'd gamble a little bit, maybe once or twice a year, and it was fun. But you can improve your odds even there, and that is, we've heard about lucky streaks. Gamblers talk about lucky streaks. You have a lucky streak. You have a lucky streak in business. You have a lucky streak in love. People are lucky in love. People are unlucky in love. People vary during their lives. You can have a lucky streak in business, and you can have lucky streaks in any aspect of your life. And so these studies are mainly about games of chance and that sort of thing. But lucky streaks, they've done studies on this, and people do have lucky streaks when they are in controlled studies where people are looking at card playing and so forth. And so that's one thing to remember, is that you can actually have a streak of bad luck or a streak of good luck. What does that mean? Well, that means if you're in a streak of good luck and you recognize it, that's when you take your chances. That's when you should be more confident. When you're in a streak of bad luck, you don't want to bet the farm on anything. And so that's not a good idea. I'll tell you a little bit about my experience with that. I had not really gambled, like I said, other than occasionally, maybe once or twice a year. And I said, I ought to try the lottery. And so I did, actually. And I went and bought, I said scratch-offs are the best, because then I can use my ability, because there are known odds, there's no number of prizes, you know how much the prizes are, you know what the odds are. They publish all of this stuff for you. But I found most people didn't look at that. They'd go in the store, you got maybe one of these machines there, you push the button, you get the scratch-off card you want, and it may have a diamond on it. And they say, I like the one with the diamond. I like the one with the gremlin on it. I like the one with the sevens on it. I like the one that is blue color or something. And I looked at it and I said, I analyzed the games. I started analyzing the games and looking at them and how many prizes are left. Well, a lot of these people were buying tickets when there were no top prizes left. And they hadn't yet discontinued the game because they were not using their ability or their talent or their analytical side of their brain to look at this as something that they could actually manage or improve. And so what happened is I started playing, and I wouldn't play unless all of the main prizes were there, or unless Or after a while, I eased up on that a little bit, and I said, well, maybe if there's one or two prizes that have been taken, depending. And you also learn that you have better odds with the higher price games, and you also have better odds when there's new games because they want to have more winners in the beginning and so forth. There's a lot of little things. But at any rate, to make a short story long here, or vice versa, the I ended up, the first time I tried it, in 3 weeks, I won $8,000. That's not a huge amount, but that was a good amount. And so I was very happy with that. The first prize I won was $1,000, and the second one was $5,000, and the third one was $2,000. And so $8,000 in 3 weeks, I said, God, this is not a bad system. If I just analyze this stuff, I could do it. I don't think I can make a living at it, but nevertheless, it just shows you the power of luckability when you employ ability rather than just chance in what you're doing. And then I looked, how can person improve their luck? They can through a lucky mindset, okay? And a luckability, I call it a luckability system. I even diagrammed it out and so on and so forth. But first of all, you need to decide to be lucky, okay? Make a decision. You can decide to be lucky or you can decide to be unlucky. That doesn't mean necessarily that you're going to be lucky all the time, because we already know that luck goes in cycles. But nevertheless, you can make a decision. I'm going to be lucky, or at least I'm going to try and be lucky. So how do you do that? Well, self-talk is a good way. Start considering yourself to be a lucky person. And self-talk. We're always talking to ourselves all day, usually negative crap, because that's what we see on the news, that's what we see, that's what we encounter all the time in our lives. And so it's good if you can self-talk yourself into luck and say, hey, I'm a lucky person. This was a lucky thing that happened to me. You can use that as a strategy. And then look for luck. Look for opportunities to find luck. There are plenty of opportunities out there. Even in bad times, even in tough times, there are opportunities. There's always opportunities. So look for luck. Be on the alert for opportunities for yourself. And create opportunities. And one of the ways you create opportunities is through networking. The bigger your network, the more people you know, the more people you contact, the better possibilities you have for having good luck come to you. I have an example of this. A good friend of mine, we'll call him Doug. Doug is one of the luckiest people I know. And Doug knows everybody. If you need to buy a car, he knows who to go to. If you need a plumber, he knows who to go to. If you need to talk to a politician about some issue you have, he knows he's connected there. He's connected everywhere. He's worked on networking all of his life, and he's improved his opportunities markedly by doing that. And he's done very well, financially, socially, influentially. So it's worked for him. Now, there's a lot of networking that goes on in social media, too. Some of it's not too purposeful, and some of it is. But you can use your own judgment about that. Next thing I'd say is be likable. Likability and luckability go together. A likable person, people want to help you more if you're likable. If they like you, they will help you. If you put up barriers or you're not a nice person or you're a difficult person, they're not going to be as apt to help you. So being a likable person also improves your possibilities for good fortune and good luck. So that's a principle to remember as well. Learn to recognize and exploit opportunities. You're presented with opportunities all the time, but somehow we either take it for granted or we don't recognize it, and you need to be on the alert for opportunities that will help you in your life, and that's part of luckability as well. And the other thing is reframing. You've probably heard the term reframing, okay? Something happens to you. You walk outside and you trip and you fall. Okay, that would be a bad thing. But you can reframe it into a good thing. Okay? And so you walk outside and there's ice or there's snow or there's rain or there's marbles on the ground or whatever happens, you you trip and fall, and so you can work on that and say, well, I'm lucky I didn't break a bone. I'm lucky I'm able to get up again. I'm lucky I can talk about it. Hey, maybe I should put a handrail over here that might help, a good idea. Hey, maybe I need to be more observant about what's going on around me or in the world or whatever. But reframe things to try and make it more positive for yourself rather than looking at the negative. And the last thing is to focus on the future. Focus on the future, okay? You need to be thinking about the future, your future. What are you going to do? The people you care about. How can you help them? What can you do for them? What can they do for you? And focus on the future. Why should you focus on the future? Because you're going to be spending all your time there. You'll be spending all your time in the future. You better focus on it now so that you'll have a better future. And that's just some of the information that I passed on, and that I'd like to pass on to you, and some of the information that I learned throughout this journey and into studying the luck and how I got started in it, and so on and so forth. And I wish you all the luck in the world.
If we knew then all that we know now, I think the world would be better somehow. And if way back when someone showed